not a costume designer, but she is an incredible seamstress, and she's a great sewer, and she is a great technical problem solver when she's trying to put things together. And I said to her, you need to go back to school and get a little extra training, and you could have an amazing second career in costume design and wardrobe and things like that.
Yeah.
So you never know where it will lead.
You don't.
Or what age it will lead you.
And when you see a talent like that, it's wonderful to all of a sudden you almost get a vision of where they're going to go. There's a wonderful chef, an Indian chef. Do you know Deepa? She's a chef in town.
Yes.
And I saw her do a cooking class, and I thought, she's going to be famous. She's very unique and talented.
And very dynamic.
And dynamic,
Very
yes.
dynamic.
Right.
Right. I think she has had dialogue with one of our leading entrepreneurs in town about
has she?
that sort of thing.
Oh,
So
terrific.
go, Deepa, go.
Go Deepa.
We're all rooting for you.
Yes.
Now, speaking of entrepreneurs, how do you get funded? How do you get helped? I know you can't pay for all of this out of your own pocket all the time for a whole career's worth.
No. Well, it's amazing that Source Productions, people tend to see our work. And like, for example, Surviving Lunch, I was at the premiere of First Time Club, which was my last feature. And a man in the audience raised his hand and said, how can I give you money? How can I help you? What are you doing next? And that tends to keep happening with Surviving Lunch. We already had all these wonderfully generous philanthropists in our community who came up and said, we want to help you. We want to make this program grow. You're saving the world, and there's something really special about this. And so I'm trying to keep up as one person, like how do I keep this momentum going? Because it's a lot.
Well, and you're touching people, and they are compelled to want to help. They want to see it keep going. They want to see it keep growing, which is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Especially in a very difficult economy where there are so many good causes. We have more philanthropic organizations in Sarasota County per capita than almost anywhere else in the United States. I mean, there's very few that outnumber us per capita. And they must hear 1,000 voices all the time about what's worthwhile and what's the most valuable, and this is a cause they should support. So,
well, it's so fascinating about Sarasota, and I don't know, maybe in other communities is it like this, but the philanthropy scene is actually the social scene. Like, there are some wonderfully generous people in our community, and the way they have fun is having events where they raise money for good causes.
you could go to a gala several times a week through tourist season.
You really
for
could.
3 or 4 months.
Yes, and I'm a filmmaker, so I've met a lot of these great people through making films about them, and I mean, gorgeous, beautiful gowns and beautiful galas and entertainment, but in the meantime, they're raising millions of dollars for the hospital, for cancer research, for HIV prevention, for arts projects.
For pediatric brain cancer.
For pediatric brain cancer, for animals.
Right.
It's really...
Boys and Girls Club. I'm thinking about all the ones that I've been to.
Yes. And I think Sarasota, all that generosity and as well as the beautiful setting, it just combines to make a really special place here.
Well, I think we have a really unique microcosm of people. I think that we have a lot of retired CEO executives, executive directors. We have a lot of people like that who have retired from industry in powerful roles where they've seen how the wheels of business turn. And then they come down here and they are in a more mature state of life and they see how the wheels of philanthropy turn. And they find a way to mesh the two. It's very interesting here.
That is. We have a Surviving Lunch task force, and the chairman of that is Barbara Brisdell. I don't know if you know her, but is a phenomenal philanthropist who has really helped a lot of our big organizations in town. And she is a dynamo, and our second in command is Susan Curran, who is the recently retired national head of school psychologists.
Wow.
And so one of her jobs as the head was they would go in after a school shooting and supply school psychologists to the schools like Sandy Hook and helping people in the utmost grief survive and find the will to go on after, God forbid, losing someone in a mass shooting.
Yes, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So Surviving Lunch isn't just about the students surviving what happens. It's about the families and the aftermath.
And the community itself.
Absolutely.
Like I know El Paso, so shocked and saddened and stunned after that shooting. Each time it happens in a new community, that community is deeply aware of the seriousness of this problem that's facing our
and that
country.
No one is immune.
No.
And there's no one around the world that's immune.
I know,
it's
like
not just
Parkland,
us.
they said it's a beautiful paradise community, like ours. And so I think when people saw Surviving Lunch, they felt, oh, that could happen here.
Could happen anywhere.
We don't want it to. And what can we do to not have that ever happen
That's
here?
the right question.
Yes.
That's the right question. What can we do? And how can we inform our children starting really young to be positive and to be uplifting and to love one another and not to bully and to, adopt an attitude from the time they're children of seeing the positive side of life.
Yes.
Because it's the negative side that influences the negative behaviors. And
yes.
some of them, you look back at their lives and that's all they've had.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
But you are doing a wonderful job. Now, you also consult and you provide, are you on boards and you're on panels? I know you're going to be speaking in the Middle East. Tell me a little bit about some of the boards that you serve on or the organizations that you help and you consult with.
I don't really, I'm so busy, like really making films is about a 16-hour-a-day,
Yes.
7 days a week job. And so I don't really have time to be on any boards. I work with Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida, which is a phenomenal organization that helps young people make healthier decisions. And their educational initiative is all about preventing high-risk behavior so young people can grow up and be happy and healthy. And so I do work with them quite a lot through Source Productions. Mm-hmm. And I also work with the Healthcare Foundation here in town and with the HIV/AIDS prevention. I work with them a lot as an artist and as a consultant making films.
That's probably how I should have worded it rather than being on boards, because you are really more active. And
Yes.
boards are invaluable.
Yes.
I don't mean to diminish that at all. They're invaluable to any nonprofit or even actually any for-profit. Mm-hmm. But as a consultant and as sharing your information and working closely with organizations, that's what I should have asked.
Right.
you.
As a storyteller, primarily, that's what I am. Right. I help organizations tell stories about what they're all about.
Mm-hmm. And everybody has their own unique story.
Yes.
Especially nonprofits. Do you work primarily with nonprofits, or do you work with any organization that might need you to help them? Are you a 501c3 yourself?
No. But I do work primarily with nonprofits, I would
good.
say. Yes.
Yeah, so that if people make donations to them and so forth, that
Mm-hmm.
will
Mm-hmm.
trickle down and,
Yes.
and benefit everyone,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the tax laws.
Although Source Productions is a nonprofit through Planned Parenthood.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're like under the umbrella. They're your fiscal sponsor.
Yes.
with that.
Yes.
Right. I've seen that with a number of entertainers over time, that they themselves are not going to be a 501c3. It's just not how they're structured. But they find a fiscal sponsor. They find a 501c3 that says, we like what you're doing. We will help you get grants. We will help distribute those grants to you, and we will make it possible for people to donate in a way that can help drive your efforts further.
Yes, what's so great about the nonprofit structure is I think a donor can be confident in that the money is being used, in the most efficient way possible, that there isn't overhead, that the whole point is to spend what comes in, not to save up and just, waste the money in some way.
It's true. And we see that with a lot of foundations,
Mm-hmm.
Patterson Foundation, the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, the Sarasota Community Foundation.
Phenomenal organizations.
So much good work.
Yeah.
So much good work.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're running down to our last minute and a half here, if you had a magic lamp and you could rub it tomorrow, what would you use it for first in our community and then in wider circles, like globally? If you had a magic lamp.
I think if I had a magic lamp, I would want to expand my team, my full-time team. And so we could keep up with all the projects. I think I see a problem and I want to address it, and I want to address it creatively, either through a play or through a film or a PSA, whether it be drug prevention or HIV/AIDS or teen pregnancy or depression, suicide, a lot of issues that our young people are grappling with. So I'd like to have a whole filmmaking team that was working nonstop to address these serious issues. Climate change. Yes.
It goes on and on.
Yes.
But if someone hears your voice today and when they're listening to this and they want to reach out, what's the best way to contact you?
They could contact me at kt@wearethesource.org.
K like in kitchen, T
Yes.
like in Thomas, at wearethesource.com.
Oh, .org.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, we're going to edit that out, aren't we? That's KT@wearethesource.org.
That's it.
Great. KT, thanks so much for being with us. I so appreciate you sharing your knowledge, your enthusiasm, your energy, and all the good you're doing in the world. I like what you said on your website, saving the world one show at a time.
Thank you so much. It's such a joy to be here.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, terrific.
And to all of you listening, you'll hear from us again soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Jeannie Corcoran, your Sarasota County, Florida Film Commissioner. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to www.filmsarasota.com, or you can call us toll-free from wherever you are at 888-765-5777, extension 104. We're easy to get a hold of. And we like email. You can email us at info@filmsarasota.com, and we check all of our email. If you don't hear back from us right away, it's not that we haven't gotten it, but we might have a computer glitch. I hate to admit it, but it happens a lot. We've had emails that disappear for a month. We've had phone messages that disappear for 2 months, but they show up eventually. So we will get a hold of you. Or you can get a hold of us, ask us questions, and if we can help you, we will. And if we can't, maybe we can steer you in a good direction to somebody who will help you. And that's it for me. I'm Jeannie Corcoran, and you've been listening to Entertain You on the Radio Ear Network, and this is the Society Bites network of programs. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again soon.